Hello and welcome to KingTech Coding Clinic once again. And in this tutorial, we're going to look at the power of CSS, that is Cascading Style Sheet. As we already know, it is used to style our web pages, that is in HTML. So let's jump right into it. In order not to make this video too long, what I just did was that I've already drafted the HTML codes. So what is going to happen is this: I'll display the codes on the screen here and try to explain certain things we were not able to cover in our previous HTML lessons. Then after that, we're now going to import or maybe open our CSS file here and begin styling this. So basically, this is our HTML page. So you already know what this document type is all about, telling us we want to communicate with the browser in HTML. In the header tag, we know the header tag contains the title as well as the metadata and other information such as what? The JavaScript codes as well as that of the CSS. So this code here is what we link to what? Our CSS file. So our CSS file is in the folder here. So this image here is what we're going to use as our background image of our website that we are going to be creating right away. And then this is our HTML file. That is what you are seeing in the Sublime Text. And this is the file we shall be opening in our Sublime Text to begin styling this HTML page. So now, and this is what we have just linked here. This is the link. This is what we've linked to what? The CSS file. So let's go back and see the name of the CSS file. It's called style.css. Style.css. This is the name. Style.css. This is it. Style.css. So this is what we've just linked. So the link is linking to what? This link is relating to what? The style sheet. And the type of the file is what? Either text or CSS, that is Cascading Style Sheet. And its reference, that is the name of it, is what? Style.css, as you just saw. Now, inside, that is inside our head tag. So in the body tag, this is where all what is going to be in the body tag is what is going to be displayed in our page on our browsers. So in here, we have the div tag. And inside this div tag, we have a class. And these classes and IDs are what we're going to be calling in the CSS to what? To style the various elements in our HTML. So this class container is all about this particular, what do you call it? Let me see. This particular information you are seeing here. That is from this, what do you call it? The H2 heading, as well as the unordered list here, as well as the navigation bar. So anytime we call this dot container in our CSS, know that all what we're going to be styling is within this range. That is inside the header tag here. Anytime we call this dot container class in our CSS and to begin styling, all what is here is what we're going to be styling. If we want to be specific in our styling, let's say we want to style this particular sign up or login button, which we shall be doing. Then we have a class for it, a specific class for it, and that is what? BTN. We can call on this header, call this nav, call this list, and then specify this particular class, and then style this one alone. So that is that. So what we are seeing here is what? Is also a heading. That is H2. You know, this H2 is a heading tag, and then the A here is a link. We are making the heading, which is KingTech, as a link. Something that when you click on it, it should be linked to another page. So that is what we are talking about. So you see that at the end of the day, when we are done, and you move your mouse over this KingTech, it will change to what? A pointer, showing you that it's a link. You see a sign showing you that it's a link. And these are the various lists we have here. We have list here, an ordered list, having home, about, and contact. And they are all what? Links that we shall be using them to what? Design or maybe style our navigation bar. So this nav tag tells you that all this in this container here, we're going to use them to what? Create or style our navigation bar. So that is that. Now when we come to outside this header tag, we have another div tag here with the class cover. This is what is going to happen in the middle. So inside the body or in the center of our web page, we need the what? A search bar and then the submit button. Something that you can search and information on that particular website, not outside the website, on that particular website. Let's say the website contains a lot of items, and then in order for you not to maybe waste your time clicking, navigating from one place to another, if you need an item, maybe let's say the website is about this, what do you call it? Softwares that we upload on it for users to come and download for free In case you need a particular software, else is just to come into this search bar, type the name of the software, search for it, and then you get it, and then you just download it. So we need a search bar in the middle like that, and that is what we have here. So we have to call. So we are giving it like a heading here. That is one. So H1 tag. So we are asking like find out what's out there. You see it displayed there in the browser. So after that, I will just load it in the browser for you to see. So from there, we call the form function or the form tag, because with the search bar as well as the submit this button, we need input in form of a form, like what we did before in our previous lesson. So what we call this form tag, so we need a class like this to be specific, so that when we are going to style this particular search bar as well as the submit button, we can call on this class, the flex form. When we call on this class, we can then style this. So when we start with the CSS, you see what I'm talking about. So outside the form, we also have another information here. It's just a normal, what they call it, information, like something that will be displaying at the bottom right of our page here, telling us the developer of this website we're talking about. So this is what these codes are all about. So you can pause on this screen, have all these codes typed, and then save them as HTML. Then you go and then in the folder, you have your CSS file. You can then import it here or open it here, and then you begin the styling. And that is exactly what we're going to do. So the image you need for your background should also be there. And then just shorten the name, just to make the name very simple, not too long, in order for you to prevent you from maybe misspelling the name, and then it will not load. It wouldn't appear on the page. So basically, that is that. If you make the name very short like this, you'll be free from this particular basic errors. So that is that. So now what I'm going to do next is just to open this file, the style sheet file in the CSS, in the Sublime Text, and then begin styling. So let me quickly do that. So opening this file. So it's now empty. So I want to begin styling now. So that is that. So first of all, we need the asterisk, and then we call this, then say box sizing, set it to border box. Okay. Now let me try explaining this. Now this asterisk is used to what? Denote a universal CSS selector. We use this to what? Set a particular style for all the elements. Are you getting it? So this border box is we are just using it to style all the elements on the page. But afterwards, if we want to change a particular element, then we can have another or specific maybe style that we want to give to that element. Then we'll specify it and do. But for now, as it stands now, all the element on the page is going to be what? Style, or is going to take this property. That is what? Box sizing, that is border box. And also the border box or box sizing property allows us to what? Include the pattern and border in elements together with the width as well as the height. And if we set this border box, as we are seeing here, to be what? Box sizing to be border box, it means that padding and border are also included in the width and then the height of what? Our web page. Now, basically, padding and then the margin in our web pages are like let me just take this 1, 2, 3 you see here as a line. So outside this here is the margin, and then inside here is what? The pattern. Take note of this. With this 1, 2, 3 here is 7 as a line, and then outside it here is what? Your margin, and then inside here is what? The padding. So that is what we're talking about. So let's continue to call the body tag, and then we begin to style what is inside the body. So inside the body tag, we need to give some properties. So we call font family. The font family we like to use. So we need something like Lato. You can decide on your own font family you would like to use. Sans serif. So then the margin, as I've already explained, should be set to what? 0. Please, for more information about this CSS properties, just go to w3schools.com. w3schools.com. In fact, you have all these properties over there with their examples and then how they are used. You can explore over there. For now, I'm just making you maybe give you some basic understanding about this. It is now up to you to take it to the next level. So that is that. And I wish you all the best in that. So talk of the background. The background of our body should be what? Linear gradient. Something like linear gradients. Then into bracket, I will explain this, please. RGBA into bracket 0, 0, 0, 0.5. Then remove this, then comma. Then we also have another RGBA into bracket. Also have the same thing 0, 0, 0, 0.5. That is that 3 zeros 0.5. Then outside that, then we have the URL, which is going to link us to the image we're going to be using as our background image. So we can then go back here and then check the name of our image. This is it. Copy this and then come and paste it inside here. Then from there, now let me just try to explain this background linear gradient. Now this let us what? Display smooth transition between two or more specified colors. And then the RGB stands for what?